favorite place to go. You're at the end of my favorite road. Above the rest, you're the best I know. You are my favorite shade of rose, a flower bed on my favorite stones. I love the ground where your roots have grown. You're my favorite place. Kind of glow. You radiate my favorite tone. You shed a light that guides me home to my favorite place.
So we're finished with upstairs for now. So our next focus is working on the kitchen and the bathroom. We've got to work on some insulation, mainly up in the ceiling and in the attic. Finish that off, and then we're going to start the tongue and groove, laying the boards up on the ceiling, and we'll see how far we get today.
As you walk down so many different changing roads, may the sunlight follow you wherever you go. May the laughter.
So in the past, these pipes actually froze and burst. That's why we switched it to PEX piping, because we heard that PEX will expand and contract if ever the water were to freeze. But we also used a lot more insulation, and then we used those soffit vents to help control the airflow up there.
May your road be filled with light. May peace be by your side. May your heart be filled with wonder every day. Life be so good that the stories fill up every day. And as the north wind leads you to some distant shore, may you always find what you're looking for. In the highs and in the lows,
So yeah, we had a little bit of trouble with that last piece of tongue and groove, but we got it in there, so it should be good. We had to sand the back end of it so it would slide up because it kept hitting the board that's going across in the shower. The back kept hitting it, so we just sanded it and now it's good.
.25 inches. So we gotta do we can either do the east and north wall or the south and the vanity wall.
I think we should do that wall. So we just finished up the ceiling. We were gonna go ahead and start this side of the ceiling, but it's a little more involved and it's getting a little late tonight. So I think we're actually just gonna go ahead and maybe see if we can get this wall done before we leave tonight.
As you walk down so many different changing roads, may the sunlight follow you wherever you go. May the laughter greet you like a morning song. And where you lay your head, may it feel like home. In the highs and in the lows, moving fast or moving slow, may your rooms be filled with light.
All right, we're just wrapping up for tonight. We were able to get the ceiling and the one wall done in the bathroom. After reconsidering, after kind of seeing what this looks like, we think it looks good, but we're thinking we may want to do drywall on that back wall just to break it up. But we're not 100% yet. We'll come back tomorrow and reassess, see what we think. I need the stool closer, please.
All right, day 2 on the kitchen bathroom area. Today we are going to focus on getting the tongue groove boards on the ceiling. So first we gotta put like the tack boards up because we're running the tongue groove with the ceiling joist, so we're putting those little boards going the opposite direction so we have something to brad nail the tongue and groove to.
Moving fast or moving slow, may your rooms be filled with light, and may peace be by your side.
So I have to cut about 26 or so boards, all those right there in the back of the journey. And I'm going to use this heavy toolbox as a stop. So I have my stop set. So instead of having to measure, draw a pencil mark, cut every single board, I'll just be able to slide a new board, slide right on, hit my stop, we'll bring it in, and that's where we'll sand it, and then we'll start hanging the boards on the ceiling.
Moving fast or moving slow, may your rooms be filled with light, and may peace be by your side. In the highs and in the lows, moving fast or moving slow, may your rooms be filled with light, may peace be by your side, may peace be by your side, may peace be by your side.
Okay, so it's drywall day. We are putting up the drywall on this wall so that way we can continue putting the tongue and groove boards up on the surrounding walls. The reason we're doing drywall on this wall is because all of our cabinets and appliances are going to be going here. So you're not going to really see much of that background. And we're going to put a backsplash up. So most of the drywall you won't even see. So we figured we'd just drywall that portion, and the rest of the walls will still be tongue and groove in here. Alright, so we've got a nice straight line here. I'm working on myself right now because Daryl had to run, go do an errand really quick. So I'm just doing whatever job I can do by myself right now until he can come back and give me a hand. What the heck? Oh, okay. So there we go. There's our measurements for our box. And there's the box there. So there's our second plug. Go ahead and cut that out. I have a feeling this one is wrong because I'm just looking at, I think I went all the way out to here instead of measuring it there. Well, we'll find out, won't we? Maybe not. Maybe I did it right.
So we weren't too sure what we were going to do with this little entryway into the kitchen. There was drywall and there was all sorts of stuff on it. But we noticed once we got to the drywall, there was a little small piece right along here. So like, well, we might as well just rip it off. We plan on putting wood and trimming it out anyway. So we ripped it off. I'm glad we did, because look how rusty and stuff this piece was. And there's actually the drywall that they mudded over it right here. You can see here the mud looks decent, but that drywall underneath it has just had moisture and it's completely rotted. So we're gonna rip all that out and that'll all be new. Alright, we're gonna switch gears. We were gonna try and get all this drywall hung today, but we're kind of noticing that I think we're gonna have to replace all of this because this is protruding out too far and drywall can't slide behind it, and we don't want to just cut a square around it and have it exposed. So we might have to reconfigure this whole thing. And then also we had to re-spray foam all of this. We got all the old stuff out and just put some new spray foam in there, so we gotta wait for that to dry. So I think instead of trying to get this drywall done today, we're gonna switch over and start working on this wall.
Okay, you gonna come over here or?
So we took the measurements, cut this out for the outlet here, and this box was actually set in a little too far, so we popped it out and brought it forward so it's a little more flush. And we took all this time to get this board just right, and then we get it set in, and sure enough, it's incredibly bowed. And you can see here just a monster gap in the center, which we try to avoid these gaps at all costs. Like if you go and look at some other ones, no gap, no gap, and just a monster gap. You can even see the brad nail on the tongue. It's just a bummer. It's probably one of the worst things about working with these tongue and groove boards is, I mean, upwards of 50% of these boards are junk.
Just a wee bit.
I did think this part of the wood looked really cool, so we actually put it just about eye level. You can see it's got like purple in it, and it's kind of like almost crystallized in there. It looks really sweet. Hey, look at that. Perfect fit.
When you walked into the room, I couldn't keep my eyes off of you. Was it make-believe, or was it a dream? I've been waiting all my life. Feels like I've struck a gold mine. With your hand in mine, our love came alive. We took on the rest of our lives.
On another note, my sister got me this awesome shirt.
The rest of our lives. The rest of our lives. Oh, the rest of our lives.
So we're still having problems with this board here. I've cut 2 boards with the hole routed out for the electrical outlet, and both of the boards have a huge gap in the center when they're touching on each end. And you don't want the gap in the center here because, you know, we don't have it there, you don't have it there, we don't have it pretty much anywhere. We do a good job of making sure all our gaps are nice and tight. And this one's like pretty much eye level, so I don't want a huge gap on this huge wall. Like I want this one to fit nice and tight. I brought like 5 boards in here before I cut them and just see if they would fit. Every single one is leaving like a 1/4 inch gap in the center, and it's really frustrating. So I guess I'm just gonna keep trying different boards, and maybe I'll find one that fits. I don't know, but Finally got a board that fits. It's not perfect, but it's the best one out of the last 7 we tried, so. Must have whacked her finger with the hammer.
Rest of our lives, the rest of our lives, the rest of our lives, oh, the rest of our lives, for the rest of our lives,
On it. 1.5.
rest of our lives, for the rest of our lives, for the rest of our lives, oh.
Alright, I think that's a wrap for this video. We still got a lot to do in here. We got to address that issue in the gas line. We got to figure that out. We still got to lay all the boards along the bottom here, but we left those because we still have to do the heated floors. We got all the new drywall up, all the tongue and groove up for the most part. Got a lot of it mudded. We still got some more mudding and sanding to do. Eventually get the new door, and then in the bathroom, you know, same thing along the bottom. We still got to address this wall here, but we're going to run the heated flooring through here and up to either that receptacle or that, and we're going to power it from this wall. So we're waiting to put the tongue and groove until we get that set in. And then next, we're just going to put tongue and groove along here, and then probably start to tile the shower. So a lot of stuff to do still, but I think that is going to be a wrap for this video.